What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to apologize to everyone because I tried to do this video so many times, but it just didn't feel right without a friend. Friend, come into frame, please. Introduce yourself. What the heck?
I'm Parker.
Say it with more energy.
I'm Parker!
Yeah! Do you know exactly what we're doing?
Not exactly,
okay,
but I know it's something very special.
Okay. Today we're going to be reading a Wattpad story inspired by her boyfriend, and it is the Onceler X Reader, actually. So it's called How Bad Can This Be? So we're going to try and get through this, guys. We'll see how this goes. If it goes terribly, I'm probably going to end up deleting the video anyway. I'm kidding.
I sat and looked out the window, watching everyone sing about how they love living this way. It's stupid. Air could become free again if we found a way to bring back the trees.
I would go talk to him, but I can't. Not after what he did. He's the reason that this is the way it is. If only he would have listened to me. Then there's a flashback in the middle. We just started.
Yeah, we just started. We got a bit of a flashback.
All right, so
maybe we're gonna see why this is the way that it is.
Yeah.
I had ran away from home, leaving the past behind me. I didn't stop walking. Even when my legs went numb, I still kept going. Eventually, I found a place. It was a beautiful place. I marveled over the beautiful sight ahead. Tall trees with fluffy tufts and warm colors. There was a system of crystal clear water running through the colorful forest. Roaming around the green grass were small bears. Where small bears?
Where? Wait.
Running around the green grass were small bears.
So are they wearing the small bears? Fish protruded from the water, singing a beautiful melody. Yellow birds flew around the trees. Oh, above the trees.
Whoa.
That's spelled again. Again.
Whoa. I quietly say quietly, so whoa.
Okay.
Still looking around at the scene. That's when I noticed a man yelling at someone. The guy he was yelling at was short, orange, and fuzzy. The tall, skinny man had black hair and a hat atop his dark locks.
Oh gosh, this is Big Tom, for real.
Stop. Yo!
He went inside his house. The animals went back to minding their business. I began walking over to the man's house. Maybe he can give me some food or something.
I nervously stood in front of the door.
Hello, I say. I nervously fiddled with my hands. He angrily opened the door. What the heck is he angry about?
He doesn't like to be disturbed.
I know, but
okay?
this is like, what?
Listen, it was his, private time, and someone came knocking on their door. Wouldn't you be mad? Nah, I yell at everyone that knocks on my door. For real. When you came over today, you knocked on the door, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What do you want? He started.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were someone else, he says.
That's okay. I was gonna ask if maybe I could come inside for a bit. I've been walking for 3 hours straight now, I say, looking down.
Sure, come inside. Wait, your name? He says. He opened the door and let me in.
OMG, it's you! It's been so long, I say. He is my old friend. We've known each other since we were little kids.
Need some water, he asks.
Yes, please, I say. He hands me a glass of water. I gulped the water.
You gotta gulp.
Wait. Can I do it again into the mic?
Yeah. Oh my! So, what are you doing out here, he asks.
I ran away from home, I explained.
Oh, he said, looking down.
Anyway, why are you here? I asked. His expression lit up, and he smiled brightly.
I'm here to make a thneed. It's an invention that can do the job of 1,000, he said, showing me a drawing of what the product would look like.
Whoa, that's cool, I say.
Yeah, it is, he said. He blushed and cleared his throat.
Clear your throat. Hey, do you have any place to stay? He asked.
Why do all of these fanfictions have, so many grammatical
because
errors?
Because people spend, 90 seconds writing them. If you were writing Onceler X Reader fanfiction, would you spend time on it? Would you edit? Come on.
I mean, if it's my work, I would...
You'd be proud of it?
Well, no! I would not be doing this in the first place? No, but I'd hate to be a burden to you, I reply.
No, not at all. You can stay here, he says. I looked into his blue eyes and felt a flutter in my guts.
Yo, it's starting. The whole day I talked to him as he knitted together his need. Time had flown by so quickly.
He finished the last few stitches on the pinkish red garment.
That's a need, he said, placing it neatly on a chair. He let out a loud yawn.
I'd better get changed, he said.
Oh, I'll stand out there, I say, leaving the room.
I faced the other way and stripped, throwing on something more comfortable I had borrowed from Onesie. The Onceler was now in his pajamas.
Onesie? Are you serious? Onesie. I need to face the other way and strip.
I just, listen.
Throwing on something comfy.
I borrowed something from Onesie.
I placed a blanket and pillow on the floor, laying down.
Are you okay sleeping on the floor? He asked. I nodded. He switched off the lamp and fell asleep. I followed along and dozed off.
Okay. Well, that was
something.
Short but
something.
Yeah, sour. A little sour. It's okay. Okay. Once the two humans had fallen asleep, we all snuck in. The beanpole slept in a bed while the other one slept on the floor.
Instead of carrying them separately, we tossed the other one onto the bed next to him.
We carried the bed out of the house. It took a few tries, but we were able to take them out of the window. I did some awesome poses at the Barbaloots. Barbaloots carried the bed. The fish sang a tune to fit the mood. We slowly and steadily lowered the bed into the water, watching the two invaders float away.
Nice work, everyone. Couldn't have done it without you, I say. Just then, Pipsqueak waved to us from the bed.
You gotta be kidding me! Can he swim? I asked. The Barbaloot next to me shook his head.
Of course he can't swim. Hang on, Pipsqueak, I'm coming to get you, I called.
Hey, you fishes! Stop the bed, I demanded. They tried by grabbing onto the blanket, but just pulled it off. The Onceler shivered. He grabbed the person next to him and held them tightly.
Oh! We climbed up a tree, causing it to arch downwards. I tried to reach for Pipsqueak, but he didn't grab on. The bed turned, now going down another path.
I felt two warm arms around me. It's the Onceler. I smiled to myself before realizing we were outside.
No, you have to scream.
We are outside! On the bed, floating in the water!
The smallest Barbaloot moved to the other end of the bed, causing it to flip over. The Onceler awoke, realizing that I was in his arms. He quickly let go, blushing.
What's happening? Where am I? He asked. I just shrugged.
Hey, we got trouble and it's coming up fast, the Lorax shouted. We looked forward to see a waterfall, a very bumpy waterfall. I clung to the bed for dear life as we made our way down. My heart skipped a beat with each jump.
Onesie gripped my hand, causing me to blush.
Take a shot every time it says Onesie, you'd be dead.
Yeah, let's take a shot to that. Woo! Shot to Onesie.
We laughed as we made it down safely.
Oh no! We say at the same time. There was another waterfall. We desperately tried to make the bed go the other way.
Help is on the way, the orange guy called. A giant boulder was launched at the bed, making the three of us fly through the air. We landed on the grass.
The Onceler was unconscious. I gasped. I tried shaking him a few times, but it didn't work.
I put my mouth onto his, giving my best attempt at mouth to mouth. He woke up coughing.
I was heading into the light, and you pulled me right back. And here I am. You saved my life, the Onceler said, pulling me in tightly. I felt my face getting hot.
How did my bed get in the water anyway? He asks.
About that. Actually, I put your bed in the water, the orange guy admitted. The Onceler was clearly disturbed.
Look, I didn't mean you any harm. I just wanted to calmly float you away. Look, everyone here needs the trees, and you're chopping them down. So we got a big problem, the fuzzy orange explains. Pipsqueak tugged at the Onceler's pants, giving him a pleading gaze.
Okay, I hereby swear that I will never chop down another tree. I promise, he says.
After we found his bed and brought it inside, he laid down. I laid down too.
Who's the orange guy? I acted
I act.
I act.
The Lorax. He claims to be some guardian of the trees or something, the Onceler explained.
Oh, good night, I say. What?
Oh, good night. Wait, there's comments?
Yes, one scene! Oh, God! I woke up next to the Lorax! I jumped up. I saw all the animals laying everywhere.
The Onceler woke up screaming. The Lorax joined in on the screaming.
What are they doing here? And follow up, if I may. What are you doing here?
Well, after the incident last night, we found one of you socks and came to return it. But when we got here, you were asleep, the Lorax explains.
Sleeping is the body's way of telling other people to go away.
I know, but you two just looked so cozy, and it was cold outside, and we just fell asleep. No harm done, the Lorax admitted.
The Onceler looked around at the animals, misusing his belongings.
Okay, that's it, the Onceler says.
What? I thought we made a deal last night, the Lorax reminded.
Yes, we did. I said I wouldn't chop down more trees, the Onceler says. Of course they're arguing.
And I said I was going to keep an eye on you, the Lorax says. The Onceler held in his anger.
You know what? I have work to do, the Onceler say. He walked back into the other room, dropping his pants and shirt. I blushed and looked away. He came out in his original clothes, holding the Thneed.
What, he just walks into the house, immediately drops his
Bro drops his drawers.
Drops his drawers. The second he closes the door to his house, takes off
he's
his
just
shirt, gets completely naked the second he gets into his house. Who does that?
Me.
I gotta go into town and sell my Thneed, he says, holding it in front of the Lorax.
You chopped down one of my trees to make that piece of garbage? The Lorax laughed.
Garbage? Oh, no, you don't get it. Oh, no, you don't get it.
Oh, no, you don't get it.
I know, but there's no comma.
Oh, no, you don't get it. It's
there's
so hard to read that sentence.
Okay, what? This is a revolutionary product that will change the world as we know it, he says. I watched as H excitedly listed its uses. He looks so cute when he's excited. What am I thinking? Exactly. What are you thinking? What the heck?
The hell?
Bro.
The Onceler grabs his guitar and walks out the door.
I didn't really know what to do, so I just played card games. Later, the Onceler came back covered. It read stuff.
Covered in red
stuff.
What happened? I ask.
I didn't get any sales today, he sadly admitted with his head down.
I'm sure tomorrow will be better, I reassured. He gave me a hopeful smile.
Hey, maybe do you want to help? Okay.
Hey, maybe. Hey, maybe.
Hey, maybe.
Hey, your name, he says nervously.
Yeah, I reply.
Do you want to go get something to eat together, maybe? Like, ... As a date? He asks, scratching the back of his head and looking away. I blushed and stared into his blue eyes. His cheeks were the same shade as the Thneed around his neck.
Yo, he needs to go to the hospital.
His face was the color.
He needs medical attention. I would love that, I smiled. His face lit up and he smiled at me. He began playing the guitar and singing his jingle just right there.
People began to throw tomatoes at him.
I flinched as the red fruits came flying at us.
As red as his face.
Yeah, okay. We packed up and left. Still covered in red mush, we headed to the nearest food place. We don't know what does it say food place on the...
I don't know. I would assume it would be like restaurant or like...
Oh, I was thinking a grocery store. I don't know.
How many dates have you been on to a
grocery store?
Hey, I have somewhere really special in mind for our first date.
Whole Foods.
Let's go to freaking... Well, that didn't go so well, I say.
He just looked at me.
This is giving... Sorry.
We busted into laughter.
We busted.
Busted into
This is giving, like, 2010, like, millennial.
Oh, well, of course.
That didn't go so well.
Oh, well, I don't... We headed to the food place nearby, leaving Melvin outside. Poor Melvin.
What would you like? He asks.
How about...
Favorite food.
Frozen
yogurt. Like a cup of yogurt that you put in the freezer. So good. Trust me.
Oh, okay. So a cup of yogurt.
A cup of yogurt that has since been frozen.
Okay.
Alright, we'll get 2 frozen yogurts and 2 of peach tea. He says to the cashier, We pick a spot and sit down. I looked at him. He had a big tomato splatter on his cheek. I started to laugh a little.
So you for the favorite drink you could have said like Windex, maybe like
That would
Fabulosa.
A lot more funny. But
How's life been? He asks.
it's been ... Okay. I mean, my mom was being a bitch, so I left, I say.
Oh, I feel you, he sighed, looking down.
Anyways, I've been thinking about what career I want, I say, switching the subject.
Nice. Once I start selling my thneeds, I'll become rich. I'm gonna buy a big house for us and have a big wedding. And he grabbed my hands, and his eyes lit up with excitement. He paused, and his face went red.
Sorry, ... Too much? He said, looking down.
I giggled. No, it sounds perfect, I say. After we finish our food, we head home, holding hands, still covered in tomatoes.
Someone commented, a peanut butter sandwich with water.
Peanut butter sandwich dipped in water.
This has 1.5 thousand reads.
Exactly.
Who's
reading this? I mean, we're reading this.
Yeah, but like, who's reading it unironically?
How many people love the one slur?
That's true. Well, how many middle schoolers love the one slur?
Every single middle schooler.
Yeah. For sure I had a crush on the one slur as a kid. For sure.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why you're dating Big Tom? The next few days were the same. Today I snapped.
A little girl grabbed his guitar, smashing it to bits. Dang.
Okay, enough, I say.
Would you like it if I came up and broke something of yours for no reason? I shouted.
Don't go breaking other people's things then, I scolded. She teared up and ran to her parents, and they glared at me. The heck? Raise your child right? You should be looking after your daughter.
Yeah,
talking
honestly.
about glaring at me. I didn't do nothing. Your daughter destroyed my property.
You know what? I'm done with this thing, the one slur says, storming off. I followed behind him.
My family was right. I quit, he says, throwing away the thneed.
Hey, it'll be okay. Maybe the thneed is just ahead of its time, he sighed.
The one slur went inside and began making pancakes. I ate more than I needed to.
I went outside, sitting next to the river. I thought to myself, over the week I've spent with him, I've caught feelings. I know I'm rushing, but I want to be official. I mean, I've known him for most of my life. Bullshit! You haven't known him for most of your life. You said you were childhood friends, and then you barely recognized each other when you first ran into each other.
Suddenly, a giant mob came down the hill. The one slur and all the animals came outside. They began to sing about the thneed. I guess that they changed their minds. I covered my ears as they loudly cheered and sang. It's been a few days now. His family is coming today. Oh, shoot.
I was inside reading and then heard people. There was a herd of people outside.
Yeah, there was a herd of people outside.
I decided to check it out.
You guys remember your name, right? We're dating now, he says.
I awkwardly waved at them. After we all shook hands and got to... Huh? After we all shook hands, no comma, we got to work.
So, wait, hold on. So I sat next to him as he drew a blueprint of his factory. I gave him small suggestions here and there.
Then his mother came up to the window. Once-y, we have a problem.
Problem, the one slur asked rhetorically.
We're not making needs fast enough. Harvesting the tough takes too long, she says.
Well, what else can we do? The one slur said. The one slur asked, secretly hoping she wouldn't say what he thought she would say.
Well, this just came to me, but we could always just start chopping down the trees.
I'm sorry.
He tried to deny, but she convinced him.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to chop down a few trees, he says. His mother reached into the window and hugged him.
But you promised, I started.
It's okay, it's just a few, he says.
It took them no time to start chopping down multiple trees. The one slur looked out the window as his aunt... There's the Lorax in the air.
Wait, so his aunt looks out the window and the Lorax is in the air. First, that's incorrect because this sentence makes no sense.
It does not make sense.
Maybe the aunt is saying, like, the aunt's like,
there's
the Lorax in the air.
In the air. But
yeah.
There's not even, like, one quote, let alone two.
And this is also a complete run-on sentence.
Yeah, and there's no commas. And it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so that's 3 strikes and you're out. This is bad, he shouted.
The The Onceler closed the curtain and sat down.
Bad. I'm not bad.
Yo, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
To it.
I've been
Yes,
waiting for
okay.
this. I've been waiting.
Okay, I'm a good guy. Here, he just doesn't get it. Wait. I'm a good guy. Here, he just doesn't get it. Do you think I'm bad? He rambles.
No, I reply.
Thank you. I mean, something good finally happens to me. He just has to come along and rain on my parade. What's his problem? He says. He begins strumming his guitar.
Bad. He scoffed.
He waked.
Yo, he whacked.
He whacked outside playing his guitar. He began singing a catchy tune. I followed behind him. Over the next month, he got a new guitar and a green suit. He also proposed to me.
Sales went up and the trees came down. His factories biggered.
And biggered!
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not in the dictionary.
Do you have a dictionary?
I have a dictionary, we can check.
Yo, we can actually check. Yo, let's actually check.
Yep, not in here. It would be somewhere between here and here, and it's just not.
Wow. See,
you know what?
That proves it, guys. What the heck are you writing about?
He made less time for me. The clouds became more gray over the days. The water was no longer clear. The grass decayed. The ground was dotted in stumps of trees that had been chopped down. He had even built his own town. It felt like everything was happening so fast.
I went up to the Onceler's office and knocked on the door.
Come in, he says. I walked in.
Hey, babe.
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, babe, he said. He stands up and comes to give me a kiss.
Here you go, he says, handing me a large roll of money.
What is this for? I ask.
To keep you satisfied while I'm busy. Bye now, he says, pushing me towards the door. What the?
Oh my god.
Yo, the Onceler is a toxic boyfriend.
This is crazy. Yo, you wanted to marry her.
He
and
asked.
now you're like...
He's the one that was, his face was the color of a sneeze
when he was blushing.
Talking to her.
Hey, wait a second. What's wrong with you, I say?
What do you mean? Exclamation point M. This is everything we could ever want, he says, holding my hands in his.
This is what you want. You haven't spent any time with me in days, I confronted.
He gasped. You listen here. I give you money and shelter in my heart, and you're ungrateful. What more do you need from me? He shouted. I felt tears tugging at the corners of my eyes.
You! I just want you! Not your money, just you, I say. His face softens for a moment.
Happy yet? The Lorax asks. We turn around to see him sitting there. Did you fill that hole deep down inside you, or do you still need more? The Lorax says.
Look, if you have any problem with what I'm doing, why? In the middle of the sentence.
What the hell?
Why haven't you used your quote-unquote powers to stop me? The Onceler confronted.
I told you that's not how it works, the Lorax responded.
Right, you're a fraud. I need you to get out now, he said, pointing to the exit.
Why do I make you uncomfortable? Remind you of the promises you made? The man you used to be? He asks.
You know what? You can just shut your mustache. My conscience is clear. I've done nothing illegal. I have my rights, and I intend to keep on and biggering.
Stop saying! Stop saying!
And turning more truffula trees into thneeds. And why are they starting the sentence with and? What is this? And nothing is going to stop me, he says, backing the Lorax down the stairs. I followed behind, trying to pull him away.
We all look over to see the final tree being cut down. Its red tufts bounce against the dead grass as it fell limp.
Well, that's it. The very last one. That may stop you, he says, walking away. He looked around at the gray valley. It is all his fault. His family all left.
All the creatures in the Lorax before the man in green.
Dude. Hey, look, I don't want any trouble, he says.
And you won't be getting any. Not from them. Thanks to Yo and your hacking and smogging and glupping.
What?
Yo, what's glupping?
Yo, wait, hold on.
Huh?
To vomit in one's mouth?
They can't live here anymore, the Lorax said. The animals all walked away with their heads down.
Even Melvin had left.
No,
Oh,
not
Melvin!
Melvin.
Come on, Melvin!
He took off his hat and looked at the Lorax. The Lorax floated up and away.
I faced the greedy man.
Please, your name, he pleaded. He dropped to his knees.
I looked down at him. I felt his face scrunch up as I held my tears back. I snatched the silver ring off my finger, tossing it toward him.
You don't love me, you love yourself, I sobbed.
I'm sorry, I say, turning around. I had nowhere else to go, so I went to Thneedville. I didn't leave my house much at all after that.
I felt a tear roll down my face.
I heard a loud crash. I looked outside to see a statue of O'Hare broken. His head had fallen to the ground. I decided to go outside and see for myself.
An old woman and a teenage girl and a little boy came to the center of attention.
I'm looking for a place to plant a tree, a real one, the boy says.
Why would you want that? A woman asks.
Exactly, O'Hare says.
Folks, the last thing you want around here is trees. They're filthy, spewing that sticky, nasty sap all over the place. They bring poisonous ants and stinging bees. Think about the kids. And I just thought, you know what? They make leaves. The leaves just fall, he lists.
Oh, come on. We know why you're really against trees. Because they produce fresh air, the redhead says. A smile pulled at the corners of my lips.
For free, the kid adds.
I'm wounded. You have lied, O'Hare shouts.
It's not a lie. It's called photosynthesis.
She's making that up. That's a made-up word, people, O'Hare says.
Needville is perfect just the way it is. We don't need trees. That boy has a seed. We need to stop him. Who's with me? Come on, O'Hare says, pointing to the boy.
The three of them get into the bulldozer and began ramming it into the wall. It fell down to reveal the polluted sky and the dead valley. Everyone gasped.
I am Ted Wiggins. And I speak for the trees. And the fact is, things aren't perfect here in Thneedville. And they're only gonna get worse. Unless we do something about it. Unless we change our ways. And we can start by planting this, he says. He holds up the seed. It had already begun sprouting.
My jaw dropped. I never thought I'd see one again. Everyone stayed silent.
You don't know me, but my name's Cy. I'm just the O'Hare delivery guy. And it seems like the trees might be worth a try, so I say let it grow, sang the delivery man. Everyone pitched into the song. We all followed the trio to the open patch of dirt they created. No.
My name is O'Hare. I'm one of you. I live here in Thneedville too. The things you say just might be true. It could be time to start anew and maybe change my point of view. Everyone smiled at his change of heart.
No, I said, let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up and die. Come on, who's with me? He chanted. Everyone continued chanting the original tune, and zero hair was launched away.
Watch as Ted submerged the seed in dirt. We watered the tree. Ted turned to me and gasped.
Are you YN? He asks. I nod my head.
The Onceler told me so much about you, he says. I smiled.
I haven't heard his name in so long. Wait, so that's his actual, legal name?
His first name is V, and his last name is Onceler.
Yeah, I always just assumed he had, a real name, and the Onceler was just, a nickname.
Brian.
Brian the Onceler.
Brian the Onceler. Eventually, the
tree
started to grow back. The tiny trees scattered across the dirt as green grass peered through the dirt. I walked to a place I thought I'd never see again. I approached the door. He came out. We both gasped.
YN, he says. His eyes became wet, and we fell into each other's arms in a tight embrace.
I'm so sorry, he says through tears.
I'm sorry. I've missed you so much, I say. He looks into my eyes. He now has a long mustache, and his hair has gone gray. He still has those beautiful blue eyes.
I cupped his cheeks and gave him a big kiss. He returned the gesture.
The Lorax returned, and we all caught up while watering the trees.
The end. Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed that thoroughly. It was really well written.
Yeah, it was very. Oh my gosh, to the grammatical correctness,
misspellings.
the spelling, the format was great.
Oh, I love this format.
So guys, that was the Onceler How Bad Can This Be fanfiction, and we definitely tried. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
sitting through this entire thing. If you got to this bit, cause man,
yeah, if you got to the end of this video without throwing up, or was it glupping?
Without glupping.
Without glupping, then, you know, we appreciate you a lot. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for Parker joining us. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, day, evening, whatever. And, part 2 is coming out soon.
Part 2.
Alright, see you guys on the flip side.
It's been great. It's been lovely.
Peace.
How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally.